What a surprise. I'm actually beating S&P 500 with a significant margin, and actually I thought that I'm gonna lose against passive investing over the long run. Now, that didn't change, but I wanna show you exactly what I've done for the last 2.5 years by investing specific sums in 3 different portfolios. 2 of them are following very simple index investing strategies, and third one is active management. And the active management portfolio is the one which is absolutely exploding. Like, I didn't expect this. Let's jump straight to the screen and I'll show you all the details because all of them are available completely for free. All right, let's pick first portfolio. Emilis Invests active strategy is literally actively managed portfolio where I apply all sorts of random strategies. And if you look at the trades, some of them are very small and tiny where the stop loss just worked out. And some of them earned me quite a significant amount of money. For example, I bought this one in December 13th and less than a month later, I closed it with $350 profit, even though the overall sum of what I invested was less than $500. So you can see that some of the portfolios are increasing ridiculously high, but at the same time, if I look at my profile, my biggest gain is currently from one of the active sort of company, which is Freedom Holding. Of course, Amazon is there as well with 5%, and Realty Income is up there with 5%, but the main one is just ridiculous, 2K sort of addition, just with 143% plus. Potentially very lucky, but let's have a look at the passive portfolios. First of all, the S&P 500 is 036. Overall, you can compare the sums by exactly so very easy standard S&P 500 strategy where I dollar cost average into S&P 500, which is VUAA ETF. I have 5,000 euros and it's only one position. I continuously buy the same one. It's 99% of that is simply this. And it gives me quite a big return overall, comparing that I only started in 2022 in September and I invested 1,000 euros at the start of it, and then I continuously sort of added 100 euros each month to all 3 portfolios. And I've done exactly the same with each portfolio. So 1,000 at the beginning and then 100 each month, again and again and again. The third strategy, a little bit less than 5,000 euros, is all world, so VWCE ETF, and you can see that it's also nearly 99% of that. I did change it in the middle of it, so if we go in trades, we know that there's a $283 profit where I swapped it instead of sort of distributing version to accumulating version. That's why you can't see the sum sort of in a percentage change that much, purely because the position were swapped and it was sold and bought again. But if we compare the sums, exactly the same amount of money was put in all 3 of them. One of them is at 4,900 euros, all world. Another one is just a bit over 5,000, which is S&P 500. And then we have an active portfolio, which is 7,300 something euros. And of course, this is a practical experiment. My main portfolio is over 100K. These are the 3 practical experiments which I started over 2.5 years ago, purely with a simple idea to show you how you can invest small sums, which is 100 euros, over a long period of time, and you can earn a significant return. Now, on this account, as example, don't forget, a bit lucky, and some of this return is not realized, so I haven't sold it. This could drop by 50% tomorrow, and I would lose all that sort of addition. But investing overall over the long term should be focused on the passive parts, because if you don't spend a lot of time in investing world, you don't search for specific tools, you don't analyze the stocks, you don't analyze which ones are good opportunities, which are potential traps. I do believe that simple S&P 500 or all world ETF is something what you should focus on, purely because it gives you a very long-term compounding growth. If you never heard what they are, just ETF, for example, VUAA. This is Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and if we look at the fact sheet and we go a little bit down, we can see here that I'm investing in top 500 companies from America: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Alphabet, which is Google, Meta platform, so on and so on and so on. I invest in all sorts of sectors, but information technology is currently number 1. And of course, 100% is in United States. Now, if I look at VWCE, this is all world ETF. So suddenly I'm investing in significantly more companies, but it's a lot more diversified as well. So I got 3,600 companies. Top 10 is almost exactly the same. You can see that Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Alphabet, so on and so on. Technology sector is slightly less because it's like all world comparison, but at the same time, majority of investments are in the same sort of US focus, purely because you cannot escape US if you're in investing world altogether. Now, Just ETF gives you a great sort of ability to search for tools, but once you find the one you actually like, any sort of specific ETF, you copy ISIN code or ticker, and you just simply add it in your broker account in search window, and you can see one is usually in dollars, one in euros, and one in British pounds. So VWCE, I know that I can go down here and search that it's euros. The idea is quite simple. Each month, every month, I'll continue to buy, and you can see that trades today. This video is filmed on 21st. I bought 1 unit of VWCE, and I will continue to buy this for quite a significant amount of time. And if you scroll down here, you can see position opening times. You can see that I bought them quite significant, like 1 unit at a time, with exception when I moved from VWRD distributing option to VWCE. Again, this is just to show you that investing is not that hard. This is to show you that you can actually follow my journey along. If you do want that, don't forget to click subscribe. And if you do have some questions about investing, this channel will remain quite straightforward for beginners, purely because I think that the starting to invest is the hardest step. As you start to see your money grow and work for you, I don't think your finances will sort of go back to the standard way of just spending everything, because now you know that it's not a coupon, it's a worker which can work for you. Again, this is a just quick introduction. I will do these updates every now and then, and most likely like not a monthly option, but more likely every like 3 months. And at the same time, if you do want to try this out, you can follow all of these portfolios through Freedom24. So Freedom24 is a broker which works in Europe. As I mentioned, I have 4 portfolios here specifically focused for this platform, and it gives you access to over 1 million different tools. I'll leave a link below and to all the portfolios, because it's separate links for each portfolio. And if you do have questions, don't forget to put them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next episode in a week.